Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. The head. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she turn coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. I feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking? He's in Helheim.
Look, up ahead. You see it too?
You promised you came.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe. Turn back. Go back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe.
It's there. They're here.
Can you see that? I can see it.
Look around and you will see them. The drowned, the sick, the slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here.
You see them?
This is not a place of rest.
You can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you. They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She is afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. bravery only means something to those afraid of death, then it was fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Use your eyes. Use your eyes. Come on, Los.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate. But gods and the living will follow this path.
Yearns for life, hungers for it, like a pack of wolves in a hunt. But she's not stopping. Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see him?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost.
Where are you? I hear you.
He's there, you know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim,
They're called.
and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
Mood.tv.
We
know you probably can't handle this, and everyone's calling it scandalous. We advertise, we got a special guest, nobody asked specifics. Everybody's gonna wanna talk, but that's my job, not gonna stop. Cisco's here, shit's hot to trot till we greatly under-deliver. No, I won't shut up. Try to make me stop. Let me hear you womp. We're live at 9 o'clock. You know I won't shut up. Try to make me stop. Let me hear you womp. We're live at 9 o'clock. I like the way you hit subscribe. I've never worn a thong. I like the way you hit subscribe. This ain't the thong song.
Welcome, everybody, to a very loud beginning of episode 5. Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure you were paying attention, so I got as close to the microphone as I could. And we're getting some lovely mouth noises over here.
Yeah.
From the writer of that wonderful hit ditty opening song right there.
Yeah, it was good.
Mr. Zachary Storman, who is here with us.
Thank you so much.
Oh, he's here. On many levels, he is here. We also are joined, as always, by Justin Olmedo, who's going to be, sitting there that you can't see him. The resident VJ, yeah. He's our video, a vagina jockey. Is that what you are?
Sure.
You're a vagina. You jock that vag?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that works for me. That's cool.
Well, hey, we're live here on YouTube. It's almost 9 o'clock. We went a little. We
that was my fault.
See, but this episode. What's the title of this episode? Letdown. So the letdown is you're tuning in at 9 o'clock. We already started.
Fuck you.
See, we do this every week. We choose a title and then we live up or down to it.
Well, I'm still trying to destroy this.
Yeah, he's trying to sink this houseboat. Last week we made.
We're in a boat.
We're in a houseboat.
Holy shit!
Yeah, this is a houseboat.
Tommy Lee Jones.
This is the houseboat Tommy Lee Jones. That's what the name of the houseboat is. And we have to apologize to him. We did not mention him last week.
We did not. No, you're right.
Did you watch last week?
I don't know. Tommy.
Actually, last week is the least watched episode so far. But it's catching up.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it'll get there.
I still can't hear myself in the mic.
Yeah.
Give me a little boost, Dad.
We need a little boost for Mr. Zachary.
How about now?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how about now?
Cashman aside, how about that?
Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good.
I'll deal with it.
I know that this is good for the listener. I know that for sure.
Yes, exactly.
That was what we call testing the microphones 5 minutes too late.
Yeah.
All right. So
we're still 2 minutes early.
We're still 2 minutes
this doesn't even happen. We can redo.
We could stop now and go live all over again, but we're not going to do that.
Okay.
That'd be crazy.
Maybe I will.
That'd be absurd.
Maybe I'll say fuck it.
This is editing for you that you have to do.
I wouldn't edit it
at some point.
Nope.
You don't edit. That is kind of your thing.
That is it.
You don't.
It's a one take go.
Yeah, and we don't really like to release the podcast either.
No,
not yet. We're getting there. We're working on
that. Does require some editing. So
yeah, once we have some time, we work.
Yeah, that's true. We do. Yeah,
and we drink.
Yep.
And we know things.
Oi!
Some stuff.
We're all a little bit Tyrion Lannister, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
A little bit.
I ain't that short.
Oh nope. But your dick is that big.
As Tyrion, let's not ruin the cameo.
Hey. Well, speaking of cameos, and speaking of spoilers, tonight with us, as has been promoted, much to his chagrin, we have Cisco here this evening.
How's it going, everybody? Cisco Gonzalez here. Great to be here, guys.
This is Mr.
Thanks for
Cisco Gonzalez.
waiting so long to fucking introduce me. Man.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to see how long it would go before you said something.
I was being fucking
He's just been sitting here, silent. I was hoping to get to minute 12 at least.
You should have waited a little longer until he was actually sweating a little bit. Yeah, I think so.
That would be the best joke.
I don't know.
You get a guest
you guys
on
can't see
and
what's
you
going on in my
never
pants right now.
Well, that was a joke. That's a joke. There was the What's Up With That skit on SNL where they always had Lindsey Buckingham as their guest and they never got to him. And he was just it was Bill Hader as Lindsey Buckingham and he just never said anything. I think he said one line in like 8 different like iterations of the sketches.
I was waiting. I'm looking here. I was waiting. If I hit the 15-minute mark and I didn't fucking get intro,
Hey, speaking of Lindsey Buckingham,
jump right in.
Did you hear that he's out of Fleetwood Mac again?
Really?
He was back in for a while, and then last week they kicked him out again.
Last week he got kicked out of it.
Again, yeah.
That's fucking.
Lindsey Buckingham is still getting kicked out of Fleetwood Mac.
It's 2018. Lindsey Buckingham got kicked out of Fleetwood Mac again.
What, did he not rewrite the chain or something like that?
He didn't want to go on tour. And from what I read, he was like, they're like, yeah, we want to go on tour. And it's all the original people, the other people.
The other guys.
The band.
Yeah.
Mac and Fleetwood.
And
Lindsey
Nicks.
Buckingham, of course.
Lindsey Buckingham.
And they were like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
let's go on tour. And Lindsey Buckingham was like, how about we do it in 2020? And Stevie Nicks was like,
I'm not going to be alive in 2020.
You're out. We're going on tour anyway. They got some young hot stud.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name. You can probably look it up. But
Is his name Young Hot Stud?
probably. And
Sweet.
Is he only on the tour for Stevie Nicks' personal sexual enjoyment?
Possibly.
I believe it.
We're reporting it here first that Young Hot Stud is only on the tour for the wonderful sexual pleasure of one Stevie Nicks.
I think it's young hot stud. If I'm wrong and it's some old fuck, then A, I'm sorry for calling you an old fuck, and B, I'm sorry to the young hot studs out there.
Because you're not old fucks. That's why you're young hot studs. So today was, I think officially the first day of real spring for us. It's first day of May.
First day of May today.
Today, first day of May. When you're listening to this, because you'll be listening to this either live, as you should be, every single Tuesday.
Right now.
9 o'clock. It is officially after 9 o'clock, so you should be on here. And if you're on, you can come on and you can chat with us through the little chat window there and just bullshit and say anything you want to say, yell at us, and maybe we'll even respond to you if we feel like it. But today it was really beautiful. It was so beautiful that I honestly had the urge to play U2's "Beautiful Day" and spin around on the back porch with my arms wide open. But then I remembered that it was a garbage song, and they're not that good, and I was just
Garbage
day drunk.
originally wrote that song?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a garbage song.
That would be I want to hear the garbage version of "A Beautiful Day."
Too bad.
But yeah, I was just day drunk, and then I figured a sixth CCR song in a row was probably the better way to go with it. Because that's always the better way to go, CCR.
You're right.
Over U2.
It is, yeah.
They're god awful. I don't
You're
like
right.
it. And ever since
And not only that,
invaded
they
all
forced-
of our...
they forced themselves to
They
sing
album raped everybody with an iPhone.
Yeah.
Or iTunes in general.
And how creepy is that album cover? For
It's
real?
terrible.
It's like it's Bono, whatever his name is, hugging a young boy around the waist. They're both shirtless.
Yep.
Are you serious? Is that?
Yeah, well, that's why they had to drop it on our phones without us knowing, because nobody would have bought it with that album cover.
Creepy. It's the creepiest album cover of all time.
Well, speaking also of...
Look at it!
Oh, yeah.
Look how creepy that is.
You guys just... it's called Songs of Innocence.
Yeah, Songs of Innocence. And it's a grown-ass man hugging a boy. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be him, but it doesn't look like that.
Wait, it's supposed to be him hugging himself?
Yeah, like, it's about his innocence lost. You know what I mean? Because he's from Ireland.
His innocence
or
was
whatever.
lost when he hugged himself around the waist a little too close to the
when you
wiener?
start masturbating.
Oh.
How do you explain buying that? I prefer vinyl.
You can't. No one bought that. No one can buy that.
Yeah,
If you're buying the 2012... Wait, you can? It is available to
No, you
purchase?
can't buy it.
Oh,
it's just given to you.
It's illegal.
Okay. If you go to a
You
record
can buy
store...
it physically. You can buy it physically.
Probably, yeah.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
just looking at the
If I went into a
vinyl,
record
so-
store and they had Loss of Innocence or whatever the hell we just said it was called on vinyl, they just give it to me, right? Like they have to just give it to me.
As long as you have an iPhone.
If I show them my iPhone, I'll be
I
like,
already
no,
own it.
no. See,
That's mine.
see, the Edge really wanted me to have this, so he forced it upon me.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Another album.
What timestamp are we on this? 'Cause that's how long it took for this podcast to get to about jokes about raping kids.
19 minutes, which I think is a record, and really
That's
it's.
a record.
I think it's like
19 minutes.
7 minutes.
It might
in.
be 7 minutes.
It's like we're like 7 minutes in, realistically.
You fast tracked that one. You
Oh, we did. We usually wait till the last quarter or so. Another album that I saw today that has recently been released is the Green Day released another greatest hits album. It's their second greatest hits album, and it's called Green Day, God's Favorite Band. But I prefer to call it, I already own international super hits, and you've only released garbage since then, so why am I wasting $18? And no, not garbage.
Hold on a second. Where are you buying that? Wait, you're talking about just the album or the vinyl?
I'm not talking about the vinyl.
If you're buying it on vinyl, let's be real here.
I'd buy it on vinyl for $18.
Yeah, $18. Yeah.
For yeah. But I'd rather buy international super hits all over again, though.
Yeah.
Because that's got what's that?
Every other good song
Candy
by
Rocks
them.
and Soda Pop or whatever that was song. Yeah, and every other good song, including a couple shitty ones.
What
off
has
of, like,
come out
Shenanigans.
between international super hits and right now? What albums have come out? That fucking
American Idiot.
Uno Dos Tres.
Yeah. Okay. Who cares?
Yeah.
American Idiot.
Bullet in a Bible.
Bullet in a Bible. Who cares? Who
They're all
cares about
terrible.
any of that shit?
The Broadway review version of American Idiot.
Yep.
The Nathan Lane version of American Idiot.
I would listen to the Nathan Lane version of American Idiot. It'd be.
When I think of Broadway and people I don't like, I think of Nathan Lane.
You don't like Nathan Lane?
No.
Really?
No.
Birdcage? You ever see Birdcage?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't like
My brother's name is Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was born in the lane.
He was
in the lane.
If my mom's vagina is a lane.
Oh, she pushed him out at Sky Lanes, the bowling alley.
I prefer Oliver
Sorry,
Platt.
Mom.
Oliver Platt to Nathan Lane?
Yeah. That's my Nathan Lane substitution.
That's the
Oliver
straight
Platt.
man's Nathan Lane.
No, for sure. That's
Oh, God. Oliver Platt. He seriously is.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oliver Platt was in Lake Placid.
The crocodile expert.
The crocodile expert in Lake Placid.
The imposters.
Okay.
He's also one of the bad guys in the original Beethoven movie, along with Stanley Tucci.
With the dog.
Yeah.
God,
Along
Stanley
with Stanley
Tucci.
Tucci.
Yeah.
He's a rapist.
With imposters as well.
Really?
That's
double.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, the two of them like to hang out, I guess.
I guess so.
I don't really know.
A little Tucci feely. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he's the straight person's Nathan Lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, so we're live on YouTube right now, and I spent a lot of time on YouTube just watching really Norm Macdonald compilation videos.
That has been like your
I know.
Yeah, the last week and a half.
Like,
Everybody hates me.
time.
But I've been nonstop. But I was watching this 58-minute compilation of Norm Macdonald racist and
We're going to
sexist
show that
jokes.
to you right now.
Yes. So please hold with us while we show another person's podcast for the next hour. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that last hour.
That's done.
But 58-minute video, and it had a 5-second ad on the beginning of it. And I was like, this is fucking wonderful. This is great.
Yeah.
And then I was watching a clip from Conan where Chris Hemsworth is talking about why he didn't want to be in, American or not American Civil War. He didn't want to be in the American Civil War
Right, he
because
didn't want to be in
he's Australian and he was negative 112 years old at the time.
I think he could still do it though.
Yeah, maybe. But he didn't want to be in the movie Civil War because they didn't ask him, I guess. But it was a 45-second clip, and I had to watch a 30-second ad for it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that is. They say in travel that you're supposed to, if it takes you, a certain amount of time, you multiply 3 or 5 times, and that's how long you should stay at your destination.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be listening to 30 seconds of an Activia
Well, that's
ad
like
for Chris
Spotify.
Hemsworth.
When they would go through, it's like these next 10 ads.
Yeah.
Like, so the next 30 minutes are free. And
Yeah.
It's like I'm sitting here listening for 25 minutes of fucking ads.
Yeah,
Like,
for
this
30 minutes of free.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't equal out here.
That's
I guess it does equal out for them.
That's
but-
like ear rape.
That's fucking hard, man. 25 minutes of video content?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's bullshit.
I can't.
No, just audio, like
Yeah,
on
audio.
Spotify. Like they would literally
Yeah.
stop all your songs and then like give you seriously like 10 ads in a row.
Yeah. Well, there's another commercial that I saw on YouTube the other day. It's a 5-second commercial for Blue Moon, and it's great. It just pops up and it goes, Blue Moon is a wheat beer, but they say it like that really quickly. So when you hear it really quickly, it sounds like they're saying Blue Moon is a weak beer.
Blue Moon.
And
The weak
either
beer.
way, it's not wrong. It's a weak wheat beer.
Blue Moon.
Nobody likes
It's
it.
for ladies.
Blue Moon.
That
Hey,
don't drink
This
a lot
one
of
here?
beer.
hey.
This
It could
30
also be
seconds?
for men that don't drink a lot
Is
of
it this
beer.
30-second clip here?
Probably not. I don't know.
No one
When
drinks
you
Blue Moon.
when you
That's
want to
no
get a slice
alcoholics
of
drink
orange
that.
with your beer.
Well, that's the whole thing with Blue Moon. is
Blue Moon.
I remember
The wheat
hearing
beer.
a story that they, because it's Coors that owns Blue Moon, that about
is it?
yeah, it's their Coors company, yep. And they in the early mid '90s they approached like Leinenkugels and a couple other microbreweries that had been family owned and operated for, generations. And they were like, we want your beer. And they were looking for a wheat beer. And nobody wanted to sell it to them. So they just went and imitated it. And what happened was they made a beer that was almost right, but they missed a flavor, and that was orange. So then they just started walking around and handing out oranges, making it look like it stands out or something. It's like, no, we forgot to put this in. So
I think it's for drunken pirates that don't get scurvy.
Yeah,
Yeah. That we're on the topic.
Like, fuck it, man. Every once in a while, you gotta have some vitamin C.
Of the wheat beer, do you know what the original Shock Top, which is Budweiser's?
Yeah. Originally, that was the Bud Light wheat.
Nope.
No, Shock Top. What do you say?
Wasn't it? It was Natty before it was Bud Light.
Was it?
Natty did. I'm pretty sure Natty put a wheat beer out before Bud did.
They're still Anheuser, right?
And then they changed it to
Shock. Well, I know. Then the in between spot, I'm pretty sure, was where it was Bud Light wheat, and it was pretty god awful.
We've been a brewery since through all of Prohibition. Whatever.
Yeah, they did. That's where they started making ice cream. I think Yingling.
They made ice.
They make ice cream.
They still do.
You go to Weiss. They got it right in the store.
Does it get you
That's
drunk?
where the name
No,
comes
it doesn't get you drunk.
The name used to be Youngling
Youngling
for ice cream, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
And then it turned into Ying. That's what it was, yeah.
jeez.
They were
Is that
selling
like in Star Wars? Not the
Younglings. Can we make a video where it's just you walking into a room and I've eaten all of the Yingling ice cream that you purchased?
And all of the English
not the Younglings. And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
And then we'll play a Hans Christian Andersen song.
Yes. I didn't know that he wrote songs in addition to the Ugly Duckling. Did Hans Christian Andersen write a song?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he wrote
That's a
stories.
famous guy, and his name sounds like that other guy.
Yeah, no, that would be Johann Sebastian Bach. Is that what you're going after?
Anderson Christian Anderson. What the fuck?
Anderson Christian Henderson.
Yeah, that guy.
Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson Christian Henderson.
Anderson.
Mr. Anderson Christian Henderson Cooper. I think that's his full name.
Cooperson.
Oh,
That is.
lordy.
Jesus.
We're up to a pretty solid start, I think. Here tonight.
You just fucked up. Why'd you bring it up, man?
What?
Why'd you just bring that up?
Oh, because I like to jinx us. Because
Okay.
this is the letdown.
That's my
episode.
job, bro.
Yeah, you are trying to sink this ship.
Right.
This whole houseboat. Oh, so I came up with an
What's
idea.
this button do?
End stream. So I came up with an idea for a prank that I wanna not even really a prank, it's a gag.
Okay.
Where I wanna make these little signs that say pre-cooked weight on them, and then a random number, or you can just like use a Sharpie and write up,
Right.
but make it look like a food label, and then just go into a puppy store and just label all of the cages with a pre-cooked weight.
Yeah.
And then stand next to them and just act like I might work there, and just start referring to all the puppies as words like succulent and tender and a prime cut.
Yeah.
That's
But
how I talk to my
if you're
animals.
going to do that, though, you need to have like half of your shirt tucked in and then the other half not. And the half that's
like
not tucked in.
fashionably or not fashionably?
No, like you'd be at work like a butcher.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Fashionably untucked. That's
There was a craze for a little bit that people were like half untucking their shirt.
Really?
And yeah, I don't know what it was
It was
all
like
about.
a tuck mullet.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a great way to pull it.
was.
Put it.
Put it.
Or to pull it.
Yeah,
Pull
there you go.
it. Pull it.
That's
Bop
the
it.
beauty of
mullet.
a half tuck. You can put it. You can pull it. It's amazing. Party in the back.
But the untucked part,
I don't know. Those are coattails, actually.
Yeah,
they
they're
had
coattails.
those. That was, and it's funny because those were made for formal events, so it's ironic too.
That is ironic.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but yeah, the untucked part would be spattered with blood.
Okay.
So it looks like you're.
An actual butcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I wear a butcher's jacket?
I mean, you could. What's
Yeah.
a butcher's jacket? Like
Like a
chef
big
coat
white,
jacket?
yeah, like a white coat.
Yeah, you do that,
with
and then
blood all
like,
over it.
oh, maybe just
Like a
do
doctor
that.
of death.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you have,
Doctor Death.
you have, like chef kill, and then a fucking apron, and the apron has like blood stains on it and whatnot.
Okay.
And if somebody really comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing in here like that?" They're like, "Oh, I just got done with work."
Yeah. I'm looking for a puppy. Back off.
I'm just trying to tuck and pull.
These
man.
yuppie puppies are really uppity. Ugh. Do you think? How long do you think I could hang out a yuppie puppy after putting up the signs of how much everything
From
weighs?
what I heard recently,
Depends. Are you black or not? That's fucking. It's
Hey, yo,
it's
yeah.
valid, dude. How
Yeah.
long are you gonna stay in that store for?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, they're racist there, I guess.
They're gonna call cops. You're not buying a puppy.
It's gonna happen. See, Cisco's allowed to say these things. He's Bronx, New York, Puerto Rican.
Well, I'm just saying in light of the recent Starbucks event.
Oh God!
You know how it is, man.
Yeah, you're being.
I know what you were saying.
You're I hate to get political, guy. I'm here.
Yeah, I know what you were saying.
Oh Lordy.
But yeah. The state that store's been in apparently not so good. So you could probably hang out there all day and they wouldn't even realize. And actually, if you had a blue chef coat, they probably think you work there.
Probably. Yeah. That's why I was at first thinking just like a vest or an apron, something like that.
Yeah.
And then just having a
just a really nice server outfit.
A nice server outfit. Bow tie, cummerbund.
Yeah. You know, the napkin draped over your arm.
Hell yeah. I think we could do it. Yeah. I could do it. I'd pull it off.
Yeah, that could work. That could totally work.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a break shortly. But before we go to break, I want to ask you a question. It's a little bit of a trivia question that I found out this information yesterday, and it baffled me. Cameron Diaz got married in 2015, right? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So Cameron Diaz married which pop punk musician? Right?
All right.
You ready for it? Okay. Did she marry Pierre Bouvier of Simple Plan?
Okay.
Did she marry Burt McCracken of The Used?
Okay.
Did she marry Gabe Saporta of Midtown and Cobra Starship, or Benji Madden of Good Charlotte?
Okay.
Who do you think? Cisco, who do you think she married? 2015.
First of all, I don't think any of those are real fucking people. Nice try. Let's go with D.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing.
You're saying the guy from Good Charlotte?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who she married.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That whole band is ridiculous.
It is absurd.
Did you hear their new song?
No, I heard one song once. It was called Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, and I never had to go back ever until the really sweet guitar solo in the river that Sinister Gates did.
Well, before you leave,
it's a great song.
Before you leave this house tonight,
yes,
I'm going to play you the new song.
It's a houseboat.
The houseboat, yes. Before you, maybe.
It's an early.
No, I can't admit that. I can't admit that. This is live. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the concept is they are the last band alive.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
And like.
The last band. The other people are alive, I believe.
They've just given up on music.
They're just the last band alive. Yeah.
No one else knows how to play music.
I don't know.
And no one else wants to. That's how. It's
gotten so bad.
Yeah. They're just like
the day the music died.
Oh my God. The day the music died, Good Charlotte survived. Dear.
Yeah.
Dear Jesus.
Shit,
yeah, but he's married to Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, it's good for him, and I guess it's good for her.
He did some other shit, because I remember when this news story came out, I had to Google him. He did some other shit that I can't remember right now.
Music?
So I guess,
hey man, no, like some real shit.
Just like other.
Was he like in fashion?
Something like that. Like other stuff that was like sort of not as douchey as Good Charlotte was.
Okay,
where it's like, oh, maybe this guy isn't that uncool.
Well, and I don't want to pass judgment on a person I don't know at all. I just want to pass judgment on a person whose music I've heard minimally. And
fuck Cameron Diaz.
So the thing is, where he's from is Charlotte is gutter slang for dick. So his name is actually Good Dick. I think that's why.
Really? I fully believe you with that one. All right, so
yeah, maybe
we're gonna jump to a break right now, guys. Thank you to those who are listening live, all four of you. We really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's listening on iTunes or other platforms in the near to distant future.
Yeah.
You're going to be hearing a song now from actually our own Zach Storman. He's put a lot of work into the song, and let's see if you can guess what it's about.
All right.
It's not farting.
Time Avoid the pain with toxic
Alrighty, welcome back. Hopefully you stayed through the break and you enjoyed the music that again was supplied by our very own Zach Sturman.
Yeah.
That was great, Zach.
Sturman?
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. So tonight,
Schlerman.
Tonight, like every week, we like to try some cheap beer once in a while. You know, actually every week.
All the time.
We were on Natty for a little bit. You know, we were on Natty there, Natty Light, Natty Daddies, and they were doing the job. They're good. They're cheap. They're efficient. They taste good. You know, for what you're buying. Last week we tried some High Life, and you know, after that episode being so far the least listened to episode, we're sponsor dropping. It's goodbye High
Fuck
Life.
them. Sorry
High Life.
out. You don't cut it. Dude.
It was good while it lasted.
Yeah.
We have a couple left of you. I'm not drinking.
I'm drinking one
anymore.
right now.
You're going to insult our Mexican sponsors.
Shit.
In honor of this week being Cinco de Mayo, and our guest is Spanish of some sort.
Yeah, it's fucking close enough.
Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Allegedly.
Allegedly Puerto Rican?
That's what they tell me, man. I don't know.
Oh, wait,
I've
what's
heard
this?
different from
Let's
everyone
dig into
else.
this. What do you mean? Who's saying you're not Puerto Rican?
Oh my goodness.
Family members?
You know, no. Of
Friends?
Course, no, of course not.
Other
friends?
Puerto Rican people?
Is that how I would
Correct,
describe
Rich.
someone that
Picate.
denies my heritage? No, not a friend. Damn it. I don't know. You know, I hear all types of stuff. Italian.
Okay. Well, then the name.
I won't lie to you.
Francisco.
Yeah,
I thought you were
Korean, Asian. I see exactly. Yeah.
I did. I don't know why.
Get that.
Well, I don't want to.
I don't want to. That though, dude. I mean,
yeah, I don't want to be
Yeah.
rude or anything with this, but I mean, 90% of the reason that
Hang
we
on,
wanted you to be on is we need diversity here, and you count
yeah,
as
well, yeah.
5 races at least by sight. So thank you for filling that in.
Hey, man,
very far away. You've got some nice long hair, just like I do. Someone might think you're a lady, so that's adding to our diversity if people can't see you.
True.
Until they get up close, see how fucking hairy this dude's arms are.
Oh yeah. Maybe they like a hairy armed lady.
Maybe.
Yeah. Go, if dear listener, if you love a hairy armed lady, good on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
So
Enjoy.
So Cisco again is here as our guest this evening, and it's great to have him. We're drinking Tecate.
Tecate original, baby.
Oh yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo to all of the people that want to build a wall and keep the Mexicans out.
I'm drinking.
Enjoy
Lagunitas.
you're drinking a Lagunitas. That's Spanish sounding.
Yeah, it is.
Spanish
It
sounding.
is. But yeah,
I think
all
that
right,
means
so-
I think it's Spanish for the lagoon. And if that's not true, I don't know what it means.
It means little cute lagoon. That's what
Little
it
cute lagoon.
Oh, okay.
Small
All right, cool.
cute lagoon.
That's something new every day.
That's what our
you know?
expert Spaniard is telling us.
The
Here now.
resident.
Oh yeah.
Resident.
Oh yeah.
I'm about 3 beers across the fucking border right now.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying,
hell
baby?
yeah. 3 beers across the border. Speaking of across the border, one of my coworkers and my boss went on vacation to Mexico. They're down in Cancun, and as they were getting through the airport, they went to the duty-free store, and I get a phone call, actually on 420, and she's like, "I'm in the Mexico airport, and I found American Spirits, and they're extremely cheap. Do you want me to buy you? I can get 2 cartons and bring them back." And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, yeah, sure, that sounds good." And she brings back an she's like, "All right, so like how much?" And I started like taking money out of my wallet. She was like, $72.
Yeah.
$72. They are $9 average a pack in Pennsylvania. So if you go 9 times 20, I did the math, I crunched the numbers, spent a weekend away, and figured it all out. That's $180.
That's dude. Even at 72 for 2,
72 for 20 packs of cigarettes.
that's still more expensive than you would pay for other cigarette stuff.
No.
Yeah.
72 divided by
go
20.
buy Marlboros at
Yeah.
the duty free. You're spending.
At duty free.
Oh yeah, duty free
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
at
That's where
duty
she got
free.
it. You said duty
Yeah,
free.
yeah. I thought you were
You're-
saying here.
You're still spending more for American Spirits when they're on sale than you are for any other cigarette.
Yeah, but,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but I'm still paying only $3.60
Yeah, it's still
a
a
pack.
good deal. Yeah, it's a good deal.
And you know what? These ones tell me that cigarettes kill me. I don't think the other ones do. I think they ignore that fact here in America.
You're paying that extra for that.
They need to tell you. I mean, they tell us, it's just very small. They're not like the European ones that emblazon it with pictures of like rotten lungs and everything like that. It's for our own good. They're trying to get us to quit smoking and everything.
Correct.
But then they have things like duty free where you can buy cigarettes for $36 a carton, and I don't know how you're supposed to stop at that rate.
Well, they have oxygen masks on the plane, so
They do.
Yeah.
They do. If you really need them, I hear you can
that's it.
you can
Fine.
use them. You can just tell the lady who's walking or the guy who's walking up and down the aisles,
Yep.
hey, I need some fresh air. Can you release the bags from up top? Everyone else freaks out, but you calm down. It's
Yeah, you're good.
they'll
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. Fuck
If you're in first class, they'll especially do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so this is something actually. Another thing I heard recently, yesterday, I think. Jim Gordon, not from Batman. Jim Gordon from Derek and the Dominoes, the drummer.
Okay.
From Derek and the he wrote helped write all of most of their music. He was their drummer on at least their first release. He was just denied parole for the murder of his wife.
Holy shit.
That apparently he murdered in 1983 with a hammer.
Ah, damn.
What? All right.
That's why we don't know his name.
Yeah, that's why you don't.
In 1983, they're like, no one's gonna know who this motherfucker is. Eric Clapton was like, write him out of history.
Yeah, I don't think he was asking if he would know his name when he saw him in heaven.
Yeah, hell no.
No, I don't think he's going to heaven. But I thought it was funny that a drummer beat his wife.
In perfect time.
Yeah, do you think it was? They were just like, we know it's him. We know it was him. We know it was
Even
him.
hits on that.
There's signs of syncopation in these bludgeoning marks.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. It only took us this long to get to jokes about
Wait,
bludgeoning.
what was the point of that?
What? Oh, I just heard it.
Oh.
I just heard it, and I was like, I'd never heard of Jim Gordon. But then
okay,
that was
all
why. That was why I never heard of him.
He just wanted to
Yeah.
get brain one way or the other.
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
So I had a question I did want to ask you guys that I came up with.
Okay.
No, the answer is no.
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 All right. Well, then
Not gonna do it.
That's good. Well, I was do you think is there anything? And this might seem like a little more serious. Is there anything that any secrets that you have that you know that you'll take to the grave? And if so, what are they?
Currently in my life?
Yeah. No?
Nothing.
You don't have anything that you take to the grave?
No.
Everything's
so.
pretty open book?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's nothing weird, deep, dark that happened in your past?
If I...
You buried it?
If that's the case, then yeah, it's long gone.
Yeah.
Until one day it'll come back.
Okay.
But no, I don't. There's nothing that I can think of.
Some guy at the bar the other day just starts going off about how he was just like, "Yep, my buddy told me his secret, and then he passed away. He told me I had to take it to the grave, and I'm taking it to the grave." And I was like, "I don't think I've ever been able to keep a secret that, like, I mean, a real secret, sure, like something that someone tells me, like an actual confidence, but like." If you told me something and then you died, your secret's not. It's like, don't tell me anything on your deathbed.
Exactly.
Like that's
open source.
What about if it was
Yeah.
where the treasure
It's like
was
releasing
buried?
the genie from the bottle.
Well, then I wouldn't tell anybody where the
exactly.
treasure was buried. I would just find the treasure.
Yeah, and then you can tell the story later.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you have treasure, you're probably able to make more money off of it because you can
treasure
you can
over
turn that
everything
into a
else,
story.
man.
No, that's true.
That's true.
What do you got? Treasure's
I got
better
nothing,
than that.
dude.
I like treasure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Treasure Island, Treasure Planet.
Treasure.
How much treasure for your secrets?
Are there? Can you name a child treasure? Because when I have a
Child
daughter,
treasure.
that's
Macaulay
gonna be her
Culkin, man.
name.
Is that
A
fucking
child? Oh, a child named treasure?
If I ever have a daughter, I'm
treasure.
saying it right here. This is my secret. I'm taking to the grave. If I ever have a daughter, her name is Treasure.
Okay.
So you're taking that to the grave?
Can I plunder her booty?
Wow.
That's his daughter you're talking
man.
about,
I
man.
know. I
Hey,
know.
man.
She
Oh.
isn't even born yet.
She's not even
All right,
conceived
but you know
yet.
what I'm saying. She has a nice chest.
Okay, I'm now naming my
yes.
daughter Treasure based on those two easily.
It
accessible
took
jokes.
all of 8 seconds for him to ruin that wonderful name you've been planning on giving your daughter for
right.
decades.
Yeah.
I got
It's
something
all
to
over.
bury in the sand pit. How many pirate jokes can you come up with?
Oh, that was a child. That wasn't a child. That was a
treasure. Oh,
I mean, that is a double.
Yeah, that was a double entendre
down-
from
yeah.
hell.
I am.
I'm drifting off to sea now.
Oh,
That was the
Jesus.
last pun.
That was the last fun.
Like, how many more can you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
so
it.
many more. I think.
Yeah. I think you should just bury it. There we go.
I'm sorry, man.
It's
I don't.
fine.
I don't. No,
You don't
that's
get
a
out
nice.
much?
It's a nice name. No, treasure is. It's a nice name. And, I shouldn't be speaking about
Oh.
your daughter like
Oh.
that.
I think
He
treasure.
doesn't exist. He's never gonna have a fucking daughter. We all know he's sterile.
Probably, honestly.
Probably sterile. Probably sterile. I think it's a terrible name, though. If you do name your daughter that, I think you should she should be removed from your custody immediately.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he didn't say he was gonna stick around to fucking raise her. He-
No, he's just naming her treasure.
Deadbeat dad.
I mean,
Deadbeat dad.
that would be a really fucked up like title to read in the newspaper. Dad
Father-
buries treasure.
Father Bear. Oh, he's doing now. He's murdering her.
Yeah.
This is a god awful segment. This was what secrets are you taking to death? Now this is
What children
what
are you
deaths
taking to
are you
your grave?
taking to? Yeah, seriously. Oh,
Oh, fuck.
I'm alright with it. I guess we can let it slide for now.
Yeah.
We don't have real sponsors. Once we have real sponsors, they're probably going to tell us
They know what
we
they're
don't
getting into.
exist. You're imagining us. That's what they're probably going to tell us.
They say get rid of Cisco and you have a deal.
Well, that's all right. He's only here for one night. That's fine.
I'm gonna be here
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah, so I
'cause
do
you're
want to.
getting buried in the back.
Yeah. Well, after all the disappointment that everybody seeing the advertisement all day long, all 13 people that saw that Cisco is going to be live tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot of we didn't really talk about that off the bat. Your name's Cisco.
My name.
Your name is Cisco. You've grown up your entire life. I mean, okay, so I can. I feel like I
fifth
can
grade, Kyle. Fifth grade,
slightly
everything changed.
5th grade. Mine was 7th grade when South Park came out.
There you go. Yeah.
And then I became Cat
Camp.
for the rest of eternity.
No.
And my mom is a big fat bitch, no matter how wonderful and nice and not fat she is. You know, it's terrible. So what was?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Cisco, 5th grade is when the thong song comes out for you.
God, everything was cool, man. You know, I was just getting good. With
Were you
ladies.
Cisco as all that
man.
time? Were you always Cisco?
I was always Cisco.
You weren't
Man.
Frankie at any point?
No, Frank. That was my grandfather.
Okay.
So I had to be Cisco. you
Okay.
know?
What does your dad go
He
by?
was the prefix. I was the suffix.
Yeah. Is your dad Francis or Francisco?
No. Out of left field. Theodore. Just
Wait, was your family friends of the band War though?
What?
You know, the song, Cisco Kid.
What's a friend of mine? Yeah.
No, not that. No, that's not the same song.
Just another song with the word Cisco in it?
No.
We were trying to find a theme
that's
song
Jeremiah.
for...
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Was a bullfrog. He's a friend of mine.
No. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. That's
I don't know.
Is that the lyrics of the
You
song?
guys
I
are
don't
talking
know. I
about
just
music
know the
all
name of the
fucking
song.
night. Now I know
It's
something.
War.
Yeah.
War.
Shit.
Is
The
it
same
War?
people, the same guys who sing Lowrider.
Yeah.
Okay.
War.
All right.
Yeah.
No, we're getting off topic here. So
You're
let's
right.
get a
You're
little
right.
bit-
That is the word. That is the word. Cisco Kid was a friend of
Exactly.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're
This
right.
man knows.
that
This
was-
man
So
knows.
okay, he
That was the
knows.
running joke before Thong Song,
Okay.
which I thought was annoying until Thong Song. And then now all I wish is that people would quote that fucking song, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since then, no, things have chilled out. There's the Human Network
Yeah.
now, spelled the same fucking way, too. It's just, CISCO. Cisco. So I don't know why people don't.
Wait, that's what they call the human network?
The Human Net, Cisco, the Human Network. You never heard of that?
And
It's
Cisco, the
like
rapper-
Intel system, that
rapper was being
modems.
spoken.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not supposed to say.
weapon
There's
system
also
for the
Cisco, the
government.
food company.
Yeah, we were trying to find a theme song for the Cisco Food Company. We didn't think about the Cisco Human Network.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I wonder if it was
Bringing people together. You know,
Yeah, we
that's
were
why
trying to find something to spoof since you were going to be on, and I was billing you as Cisco and trying to build up as much of a disappointment
Okay,
as
the
possible.
reason-
Okay, I mean, when girls ask, "Oh, I feel like the thong song," I only
You go, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If you're wearing one, baby.
I-
That was my line for a while, and it worked. Believe
Your
it or not.
pickup line is "You're wearing one, baby."
I said if.
Oh, if you're wearing
like
one.
yeah, like in response, like if I'm at
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
Dude, here for real? Live, I'm going to do it on air. This is the thing I was going to take to my grave.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Zach's back.
Honestly, what it means was taking to my grave without telling you. You're the one I'm keeping this from.
Okay.
There was a point, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I used to work at Camelback.
I know where this is
Okay.
going.
And you never recognized me from there.
No, I know.
Did you know?
I did know. Yeah, I do.
Did you know
know.
that I used to call you on the lift shack and sing the thong song to you? Then you would get really mad and I'd hang up and you never knew it was me?
Bitch.
I'm just coming out. I'm coming out to you as a person here in my home
Tell you what,
where I could
motherfucker.
easily
Well,
kill
I guess
you.
that means that he
Listen,
comes
yes.
with his daughter then.
That was me. That was me. I used to call you on the lift shack, pretend it wasn't me, and sing that to you because I knew it made you angry. So I'm not taking that to my grave anymore.
I don't know. You're damn close. I'll tell you what. buddy.
I'm not going to apologize, but that's me saying it.
How many times have you been prank phone called by somebody with that song?
It's not the prank phone call so much as it is the blatant insults, Kyle.
Okay. The blatant insults. The blatant insults.
No, it's the go-to. It's a cheap shot, man.
Yeah.
Cisco.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you have platinum blonde hair?
Yeah, you hear it. You know what I mean? You hear the name, and that's it.
Yeah.
You hold it over me for 5-10 fucking years, however long you need, and then
I mean,
bam!
however long, and then bring you, to a podcast
Okay,
and
I
have
only
you
kept
talk
it over
strictly
you for
about
6
this.
months.
That's it, man. Damn.
Hey.
Oh, is there anybody? You ever beat anybody up for any Cisco jokes?
Speaking of secrets, I'm taking to my grave. No comment.
No comment. All righty. I could take a no comment on that.
Jaffiel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the Bronx, nigga. I'm just kidding. Let me clear that up right now. I was raised in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania.
He's from the Bronx, the way I'm from Staten Island.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Got taken out of there as soon as they were like, "This one's not going to survive this."
Yeah. No, because our family is essentially where the successful ones getting the fuck out of New York.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's
My
not the
family
goal.
were the ones
the goal?
evacuating because I think they had a 5-child limit in the state of New York, or at least in the city of New York.
Kyle's family was like, there's too many Puerto Ricans. They didn't know I was moving out right after those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's specifically what my dad said. Yeah, that's exactly what he
kidding.
said.
They're a great family.
We are a great
I've known
family.
Kyle now for holy shit, it's
Like-
got to be over 10 years.
Yeah,
now.
over 10 years. I'm gonna be 32. I've definitely known. I think so. I was about like 18 or 19 years old. You were in high school still.
Holy shit!
But you know what?
You
We
know
could.
someone for 6 years and you've been 18. You old motherfucker.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Shit.
I only know about half of what you just said there. But we're gonna jump to another break real quick. That's gonna feature another song written by the man rambling in the background there. Yeah,
that's right, motherfucker. I wrote these goddamn songs.
He's sober.
Suck my bitch, bitch. Suck my dick. I wrote these goddamn songs. Y'all can suck my fucking cock.
Shortly after this.
changing my mind. I'm changing my mind. Refrain and stop and go away. Shallow promise made when I trade tomorrow for today. It's the hardest thing to do, just to bend it back for you. Refrain and stop and go away. Shallow promise made when I trade tomorrow for today. And it's the hardest thing to do, just to bend it back for you.
And we are back live on YouTube. If you're listening at a future date through iTunes or another platform, you're a jerk and you should be listening live Tuesday, 9 o'clock. You should also subscribe on YouTube to Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. We're waiting to hit 100 subscribers. We're about halfway there. Last I checked, we're at like 50, 51, I believe.
It's pretty crazy.
And which is good. 10 subscribers for each episode that we've done so far. So I'm okay with that. I would like to see more. So please share this with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers. I'll let them know that if they really need to listen to something that they can drown out while
Especially
they're
on a boring Tuesday night. What are you really doing?
Yeah, or when we're releasing it on iTunes and everywhere else, you know, you got an
On your
hour
boring
drive
Saturday night.
to work, or you know, you just don't have friends and it's a Saturday night. Exactly.
Whatever.
You
We'll
can
be your friends.
act like we're your friends.
We'll be
and
your,
if we're actually your
Kyle
friends,
will be your friend.
well, I will be your friend.
Yeah.
I'm desperate for anybody to show me that
Take
they
him
like
from
me.
us, please.
They need a
Actually,
break.
Kyle will stay on your couch for 4 months. And be your
Yes.
friend.
Yeah.
No,
If,
just kidding.
if you really want him to, you don't even have to want him to.
You don't. No,
You
it's
don't.
okay.
He will just live. I'm talking myself in the third person.
No, he is.
I'm
Kyle,
okay.
yeah, no, he's a good
I'm
friend.
all right.
No, you are a good friend, man.
He's a good guy.
No, get the fuck out of my house.
All right. All right. This has been Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. I'm being kicked out. Listen live on YouTube. Listen on the platforms once we get it released on iTunes and everywhere else. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, which we don't really use Twitter. I got to start getting on that a little bit more. Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, or km.won'tshutup. And then our email is km.won'tshutup@gmail.com.
Art.
Yeah,
music,
submit art and music. Today, again, we played the music of... of that guy. We put the music of that guy over there, Mr. Yeah Boy. But we played Zach's music, stuff that he's written in the past, and we would love to put up any music, any artwork that you have. So if you're listening to this and you're a musician and you'd like to submit, you can message us, email us, km.won'tshutup@gmail.com, or message me directly on Facebook or any of our other accounts. But again, we're here with Mr. Cisco Gonzalez.
That's right, Mr.
It's Mr. It is Mr. Cisco Gonzalez.
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Yeah, he's still here. And before we went to break, we kind of started talking about our personal history, how we met. So I want to say, like, I'm about to be 32. I would say I met you right around, I was like 18, 19 years old. And you're 30 now, so you're around like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I gotta think, I was in Likeness Flow. I was in the band with Tim and Chris and Andrew, and I was their bass player for a couple of months, and that was my introduction to everybody, all the guys that went to Stroudsburg.
Yeah, man. I met your younger brother, I believe.
Yeah, you met Craig.
One night, and I forget where we were, but there was a pool. When we were hanging out with the girls, and it was a fun time. It started raining at some point. We were skinny dipping.
His daughter might be listening to this.
Oh my goodness.
She is almost like
She's
2 years
a real
old.
treasure.
She's hey. That's my niece you're talking about there. She is a wonder and a delight.
Oh, come on. I
She
thought
is a wonder and a delight. And
You're right.
But yeah, you met
You looked
Craig.
at Zach, though, so
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I forget where...
You made that treasure joke
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
This is full circle now.
Craig knows
So,
that. Come on.
well, kind of on a side note, real quick, we did have user submitted questions for the guest tonight. So this the first one that we got was from a guy who went by the name Craig M. He wants to know what you're doing with yourself these days.
What am I doing with myself?
What are you doing with yourself these days? You got any projects? You got anything that you're working on? Anything?
I do. I have a lot going on right now, man.
Wonderful.
I'm a busy guy, you know. Surprised I was even able to
busy guy right here.
Very, very, very difficult to squeeze this show in. We appreciate you finding time in your schedule.
My driver is waiting outside right now. So
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He must be pissed. You've been here for a while.
I have places to be, man. No, Craig, damn it, man. Yeah, put me on the spot here. All right. So,
I think that was his idea.
I'm very busy.
This random Craig M guy.
Busy bee. I got a lot going on, Kyle. I got a lot of balls in the air, doing a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a job.
So Cisco's been juggling. He's working on juggling.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No, all right. So, over the winter time, I was working on a project for the fantasy film and fantasy literature fans. I'm sure you're familiar with Gandalf the Grey.
Oh, yeah?
That's the character, the Wandering Grey Wizard.
From The Hobbit.
The Hobbit, and such classics as Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Of the Flies.
Lord of the Rings of the Flies?
Yes.
I never watched that one.
Lord of the Rings of the Flies?
Yeah.
Is
that a mashup?
It is, too.
I was inspired.
Does Piggy still die?
You shall not pass.
Piggy dies.
Piggy, he has to bring up the piggy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's an integral part of my story with my pig and the.
Oh yeah, you do have a pet pig.
The pig, yeah. So she found the she digs, you know, as a pig does, and found a quartz crystal, which had inspired me to make a prototype wizard staff.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty sweet.
So like a wooden staff.
Completely, yeah. So about roughly 6 feet, 6.5 feet
yeah.
tall.
Nice.
Wood, completely finished.
Which would be
stained.
short for Gandalf.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
right. So he's tall.
Or is he 6 foot and the hobbits are just like
Yeah, I
2
think they're
feet?
just really tiny.
Yeah, is he a taller human?
I think so, yeah.
He's technically some type of god from a faraway land.
Yeah.
I can't remember. My goodness.
I mean,
That's all right.
He can ride eagles. So,
You're 4 or 5 Tacattis in. We don't expect you.
Eagles! Eagles!
And that was the sports corner.
Sports corner.
This show is going to shit, and I don't have to do anything.
It's almost like magic. Getting back to the staffs. Yeah, they're great, man. Wizard staff, all wood, stained, finished, polished, and a light to you in dark places when all other lights go out.
You showed me that you actually have it. You said so. You take the staff and it's got the quartz crystal on top. So through magic, you can hit it on the ground.
Give it a tap, just the same way Gandalf would. You a little
and it lights up.
Flick of the wrist. And
how long does it light for?
Does that give away part of the secret? How long it lights for?
I guess I don't.
I mean, is it just like you tap it and then it lights for a second?
Oh no! It's a sustained.
It's a sustained.
What we're talking about?
Okay.
What we're talking about here is 200 lumens of luminosity here to light your way, and it's not just a prop for cosplayers, or fantasy enthusiasts, but also a valuable accessory for your everyday life in country living.
Sure.
Walking in the woods.
Anyone who lives out here, you've got a long driveway in a rural area, and you're scared of black bears.
Yeah.
You want a big stick. You can't put a price on having a very big stick in the woods.
And you know what? This is the second week in a row, I think, or at least the second time in 5 episodes that we've talked about how important a good stick is.
Yeah.
Without it being an innuendo of any sort, actually, which I'm very proud of all of us for.
Yeah.
We were talking about when I was a kid, I used to walk around the woods in Saw Creek, and I'd find a stick, and I'd be like, this is a good stick, and I would hit it on every tree on the walk home to see if it would survive. And if it made it home, there was a tree that had like a little cutout, like an alcove, and we would put them in there, and that's where our good sticks went. We retired the good ones.
That's cool. You tested them along the way.
Yeah.
If it made
it, then I never used them ever again.
But they were there if you ever did.
Yeah.
And they're still there.
They're still probably, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a joke. We have to keep going.
We got. Let's
with
go
good
get
sticks.
Let's go get them, man.
Good sticks. Yeah, we'll try to find them.
If it made it, it's still there. If it's not.
Later.
So you're going to be
buy a Starry Staffs. Buy your custom
What are you
wizard staff
saying?
today.
What are you saying? Those stupid catchphrases. We're like,
all right, you got to get a little
stupid.
swift high five. Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Zach's hitting the old dusty trail right
Zach
now.
is hitting the dusty trail. He's still with us though. He's still here in spirit.
Hey, you know what? I'm an adult.
He is an adult.
He's great.
He's the most. He might be the most adult person I know.
True, yeah.
Actually, there was a one instance a couple of months ago where Zach was just shouting, "I'm an adult" to people on Main Street, and it was quite possibly like 2 cops walked by, and he's just like, "I'm an adult, I'm an adult," and he just starts shouting at the top of his lungs, and everyone's walking out of the bar.
I'm
just
sure I
shouting,
had way too much to drink at that point.
Yeah.
maybe.
I think this was maybe the precursor to the Rolling Rock dump. I think it was that night where Zach got kicked out of the same bar, 4 times? 5 times?
4 times.
In one night?
4 times for one night.
Oh, shit, how fucking drunk was the doorman?
Zach
They were stupid, dude. They literally were
You
stupid.
didn't recognize him the first fucking time? Tried to walk back in?
Zach walked in. As I recall the story, Zach walked in already pretty much blacked out drunk.
I was at the bowling alley.
Drinking.
So I got hammered at the bowling alley.
You're drinking at the bowling alley, and then you came out, and then I saw you. I was working the door at Floods. And then he went to Philly's Pub on Main Street in Stroudsburg.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And he ordered a Rolling Rock, took the Rolling Rock, and just poured it all over his own head, and then proceeded to shake his hair wildly.
Like a monster.
And then ordered another beer and did it again. And then got kicked out, and then snuck in through the side.
Because they have the side entrance.
They have 2 entrances. They kept literally the second time they got kicked out, the bouncer came over to me, picked me up in the air. Like I remember, just like I just did again. I shook my head everywhere. People are going crazy, and all of a sudden I'm in the air. I'm lifted up in the air. I look behind me, and some huge bouncer has grabbed me by the waist and lifted me in the air. And he's
This is like a
walking me-
combination of Flashdance and a Beyonce fucking music video.
Yes,
by the way.
yeah.
And for the listeners that don't know Zach's not a short, tiny guy at all. So that's an impressive lift up.
Oh yeah, it was impressive.
And a full lustrous head of hair, I might add.
Which is extra weight. The gold teeth add extra
Which
weight.
I can imagine was glistening in the light.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes to pull me out the door, and they have 2 entrances. So there's the pizza side entrance, and I'm literally holding onto the side of the wall, like from a cartoon, and I drag myself by my arms out of this guy's into the pizza place. And I get in the pizza place, I look back, I'm like, I'll go out this way. He's like, yeah, you better. So I walk out the pizza place door. I walk straight back in the front door of the bar. Like out one door, in a different door. I did this 4 times before they realized.
How many beers did you pour on your head?
At least 2 of mine.
Yeah.
And at least 2 of random other people's drinks.
From their hand.
The bartender just put it on the table or on the bar, and I grabbed it straight off the bar, knowing it wasn't my drink. This wasn't like I was too drunk to know better.
Yeah, you were just
This was
having
like I was
too
too
much
better
fun.
to know drunk.
Yeah. You are too better to know drunk.
Yeah, that's a good one. Too better to know drunk.
Too better.
That's a t-shirt.
Holy shit, that's a good t-shirt.
That's going to be a great t-shirt one. That reminds me. I thought of this the other day. I had an idea probably like 6-7 years ago. There was a girl that was going to ESU that worked for me maybe at Garfield's, and somebody in her sorority had been roofied the night before. So they're going on and on about how people are getting roofied, and they went, obviously to an upstanding place on Main Street that might have some correlation to this episode because it's Mexican themed, but we don't want to say Maritas out loud. So they were there, and they had something possibly dropped in their drink, and they like blacked out, and luckily their friends were there, and the girl was just like, "Can't roofie this bitch." And I was just like, oh, it's amazing. So I had the idea to make a T-shirt that just said on the front, like a bright pink, like a neon pink T-shirt that said in bright white letters, "Can't roofie this bitch." And on the back it said "Travel in packs."
Hey, man.
And I think we still need to do that. So maybe next year for, I mean, it only gets better the older I get for me to be selling T-shirts to college girls about being roofied, right?
True. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I think it's good. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, so Cisco, you made the staffs there. You made the staffs. We're going back to that. We're going. But you made the staffs, and if there's interest in, is there any way that people can get a hold of you about those?
I'm so terrible when it comes to marketing, you know, Kyle.
Could they get a hold of me if they really want one, and I can tell you?
I know a guy.
You know,
how much? Let me ask you. How much are you asking for?
444 is the magic number.
444. Okay.
Yeah, we're really talking
because
about
it's
here.
magic.
It's
natural magic.
Triple fours, baby.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what is somebody getting completely? If they want
what they're getting is a one of a kind wizard staff that is crafted to the high standards of the Western elves.
Okay.
Essentially, Istari is the brand name, which is indicative of the order of the five.
Okay.
So what you have is handcrafted genuine wizard staff with genuine quartz crystal.
Okay, it's a natural crystal.
All of it is natural.
Okay.
And each tree is obviously different. So you're going to get
natural wood?
Natural wood.
Wow.
And so each one is different, and it's and each one is genuine. So you're not getting just a replica. It's not just a plaster mold, and it's not just a plastic crystal.
Right. It's handmade.
Handmade. So it's up to the standard, but you have your own. You're not wielding a replica.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So inspired by a staff of Gandalf, and as you said, to the standards.
To the crafted to the same standards. And what I'm talking about is very limited inventory of handmade items.
Yeah.
Well, if you are interested in one of these items, if you are the type that likes to cosplay, who likes to take long walks in the woods at night, or just wants to look badass, have something hanging over your mantle.
And do you have a picture that you can send me so I can put up for people?
Yeah, we can put it up. We'll put up a picture maybe on our Facebook. So if you're interested in it,
get some real nice ones. It's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be real classy.
It's gonna be high end for you peoples. Now, question: if somebody needed to, because sometimes Gandalf will need to use it in defense. Can I whack someone over the head with it?
Oh my god! You know, I would not recommend it.
Okay.
They're good for bear attacks.
Okay.
That's what this is what I'm saying. You have like a 6-foot reach with it. With a big gnarled.
Wait, so Kyle is a lot less tough than a bear.
Yeah.
If it's good for bear attacks, I could beat the fuck out of Kyle.
Oh yeah.
You probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of look like a bear.
Most people I've ever met in my life are less tough than a bear.
I don't have.
Conor McGregor is less tough than a bear. So if this is for bear attacks, I could whoop Conor McGregor's fucking Irish ass with this shit.
We heard it first.
Well,
you heard it first.
You heard it first.
Connor, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm good at Connor.
You wee bitty fuck.
The Scottish hate McGregor.
That was Zach.
That was Zach.
He gets awfully Irish when he's drunk.
So Irish, he's Scottish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to wrap things up for this episode here. I want to thank everybody that tuned in live, the three of you that hung out until the end. We definitely appreciate it. And everybody that's listening in podcast land, please listen, tune in live on YouTube every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Do want to thank a couple of people, obviously. Cisco for joining us today. If you are interested in his wizard staff, you can message me directly. And if you're interested in his other wizard staff, you can message him directly. Yeah. Thank you very much to Zach for being here to add background noise, entertainment, the music. As always, Justin for making sure all of this happens. Our wonderful friends over at moot.tv for helping us get this put out to the public. Eric, Mr. EJ 5000, as they refer to him on his podcast, Let Me Ask You a Question, along with Anthony DeAngelis, Greg Baldwin, the guys over at White Wasabi, which are also Eric Dukoski, Greg Baldwin, and Mr. Sensei Micah.
Yeah.
And definitely check out friends of the podcast, Sean and Summer and Eric. Their podcast is called Not Movies, available on iTunes, where every week they write the plot of a new movie. from scratch. And then Jason Knows Nothing, where I assume he knows nothing. It's live on Instagram on Wednesdays. And Jason Melendez hosts that. And I think he just rambles on kind of in the same vein that we do, talks about music and entertainment. I think he might be a little bit more cohesive than we are. Probably. A little bit more put together.
I think
exactly what Zach just said.
Preschool was more cohesive than we are.
Yeah, but you know what? Preschools aren't this much fun.
You can't get drunk in preschool.
Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for having me.
Definitely, brother. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you so much for being on, for being here at our daycare on this houseboat of Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. As always, our closing theme song to play you out.
Yep. Later.
Have a good one.
Mood.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some